welcome to number one channel. My name is Davy Chams, coming live from these Images Studios, bringing you different types of stories, inspiring, vlogs, educative, and even touching stories. So if you're watching this channel maybe for the first time, remember to subscribe, drop a comment, and hit a like there. Today I have a guest with a very touching story. And without further ado, allow me to let my guest introduce himself. Bro, introduce yourself to viewers.
Okay, I'm called Eric Omondi, and I'm here to share my story. I hope someone is going to learn out of it. Yeah.
So, hey bro, you told me you have a story.
Yes.
That maybe take us through.
Okay, the story has been put out there. The story began when I was in Kibra. That's the starting point. When I was staying at Kibra slum. So I had done my Form 4 and got a B minus grade after my Form 4. I wasn't very happy about the grade because I was expecting a better grade than that. So I came to Nairobi. That was in the year 2013, and we were living with my mom at Kibra slum. So I was just this slum dweller, this slum guy, just doing manual jobs around Nairobi, Dagoretti Corner. I was doing construction works. This is right on Jengo. I was doing construction work, and I also became a shop attendant in our city center. I was selling human hair, the weaves and the wigs for a Nigerian guy.
City Center in Nairobi here.
Yes, Du Bois Road. So that was the normal life that I was living during that time. And then I started thinking of advancing. Now from high school I wanted to go to college, but my grade could not allow me to to be sponsored by the government and to do one of my favorite courses that I wanted to do. I wanted to pursue an engineering course in telecommunication. So that was not possible with a B minus. So from there, I started working very hard, trying to get a scholarship, sponsorship, just something of that sort to advance my studies. So that took around close to a year, just struggling to find a way to advance my studies. So it reached a point that I gave up because I had even joined some school in Kisumu, but it didn't go through because the person who promised to pay the school fees didn't. He didn't even send the first year or the first semester fee, but I had already joined. So I really struggled, I remember, to cope up with studies. So I had to come back to Nairobi. So I had lost hope. Generally, I had lost hope with advancing my studies. So I had just resumed to this normal manual jobs.
When did you finish your high school?
That was in 2012. In 2012. So I came to Kibra now to stay with my mom and maybe to find something to do. At home, people say in Nairobi there are a lot of
opportunities.
Yes, there are a lot of opportunities for young men. So I came because of that. So after some time, now after giving up, now I decided to think about my life. Why were things not happening? Because I'd known I was going to get a good grade, but I became sick when I was doing my KSH, so I didn't pass well. So according to me, something was wrong with my life. So I decided to think about it. What's wrong with my life? My school being a Christian school, high school, I started thinking maybe because we ignored the teachings that we were being taught in high school, those Christian values that they used to impact on us, maybe because we ignored, maybe they're following me. Zinanifuata.
Yeah.
So I decided to change my approach to life, my priorities, my lifestyle, a lot of things. So I started looking for a church, and a friend of mine from the US directed me to a church in Olympic in Kibra. So I met Pastor James. He's a college. He's also a young man.
In the same church?
In the same church. This church is run by some missionaries from Brazil. So this guy is the one who mentored me. Actually, I became the person I became because of his mentorship. He was very close. He liked me from the word go because of my approach to a lot of things, my priorities. You know, people went there because of those white people. But when I told him, I've come here to advance my relationship with God, he felt like this is the right guy. Not like the rest of us who had some other, there are so many things that brought so many people there.
Yeah.
So he was very close to me.
That pastor?
Yes. He gave me a Bible. I still have the Bible up to today. So I started doing evangelism with him, and he was mentoring me. I was very serious with my life and God. I wanted God in my life, so I tried very hard even to do extra prayers, extra Bible studies without him. In Kibra there is a forest up there. Those sides of showground. There's another forest.
I know the forest.
You know the forest?
Yes.
That's where I used to go to pray.
And fasting.
And fasting. And I used to stay there just praying that I may change. I may not be the person I used to be. So I did that for a very long time. Vitu za Mungu zinaenda pole pole. Yeah, so I prayed for a very, very long time without giving up. And I'd reached a point where I believed that God was very important in my life than any other thing that I wanted, than studies, than any other thing. On your way to that forest, some people use the route to Karen. You know, Karen is a place for the rich people.
Yeah.
So I would see those big cars, those Land Cruisers, those Prados, those Mercedes Benz. But it used not to bother me anymore because I wanted God more than I wanted anything in this life.
So you were a serious believer?
So I was a serious believer. So during this time, I had friends who come to my school, Gethsemane, who are Christians. They do mission work and they go back. So these friends knew my story. They knew I wanted to go to college and all those stuff. So I added some other friends who have never come to Africa, who are mutual friends to...
Who are these type of friends?
They're all white people.
Oh, okay.
They're all white people, but they come to do evangelism in Kenya, in my school, my high school. So one of the people that I added was this sponsor, this lady. She's called Ashley. So Ashley, we talked for about a month without actually knowing that I am broke. I need to go to school because we're just talking about
Before you proceed, this Ashley, you had some friends from, you said white.
Yes.
Was this Ashley among the friends?
No, Ashley was not among the friends. Ashley has never come to Africa.
How did you know Ashley?
I I just said I added her
Oh, you added
on
her.
Facebook.
Oh, on
Because,
social media.
Yeah. You see, there's this part that say people you may know.
Oh, yes.
In Facebook. People you may know.
I
It's just
understand,
yeah. So I just added anyone that appeared there.
Mhm.
But she was among the people that I added.
Mhm.
So we became friends, and I checked my her Facebook profile, and she was into evangelism and this Christian thing. So that made me to like her too. So we were talking about Christian teachings, and she was teaching me. She used to upload a lot of videos, audio talk for Christian teaching. So I was listening to them. So we became friends based on, sharing the word of God.
So you're doing all this sharing, this
Yes.
the word of God
Yes.
on social media.
On social
You
media.
were not met anywhere.
We have never met. We are just sharing, and she's mentoring me. She's teaching me the word of God. So one day I shared with her and told her I also want to do what she's doing, but I want to have my mission school or a place where orphans can, they can call home. So even during that time, I was mentoring some young kids in Kibra, teaching them memory verse, and trying to bring them up, knowing that it's not the end, staying in the slum. So I was giving them hope.
Yeah.
Yes, something that I saw when I was in high school. In my school, most of us were orphans. So that's where we found hope, in that school. So actually, when I shared with her about my project and what I wanted to do in the future, she got surprised why I was not able to do that, because she has mind. So if she has something like that in her mind, she'll do it. But myself, I could not. So that's when I told her about my life story. That I was.
This actually alikuwa anatoka which country? Like
anatoka in US. Toka
US.
US. Yes.
And what about these other friends?
Also in the US.
Oh,
they
all of
come
them
from the same state, North Carolina. All of them. So they're from one state. Some are from different states, but a lot, let me say, a big number comes from the same state. So they know each other.
I want you viewers to understand something here. These white friends, they were in Kenya here, right?
Yes.
Were they sponsoring you or something?
No. They were not sponsoring me. They are sponsoring the school.
Oh, the school.
They are sponsoring the school.
The school that you went through.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a church in Charlotte called Calvary Church. Calvary Church is it's like the main sponsor. They do a lot of sponsorship. I'm not sure if it's in all countries in Africa or few countries, but I'm only sure about my school.
Okay.
Gethsemane.
Back to Ashley.
So Ashley, when she learned that I was not able to go to school, she came in as a sponsor to go to school. So I left Kibra. First, we started looking for a school in the University of Nairobi. Then it failed because there were a lot of applicants with good grades. Some people were with B+. Some people were with A-, but they want to be in UN, University of Nairobi. So I could get a chance with a B-. So we started the process of finding a school in the US where Ashley stays. So that took us like...
This time you are talking to Ashley in communication, but you've never met?
We've never met.
You don't know her, she doesn't know you?
Yes. Okay, I'm this type of a guy that very easy to understand and to know. I'm an open person.
Oh yeah.
Most of the time I just share with you anything that is going on in my life. So it was very easy for her to know me. And plus, Me, I'm a very honest person. Even when I've done a wrong thing, I will still confess it.
Okay.
So I don't keep a lot of things to myself.
So you looked schools in Carolina.
So yeah, so we found a school.
Who was looking for the school? Ashley herself. Back in US.
Yeah, Ashley had put some people to do that work for her. Yes, so those people did a very good work. Everything was processed very fast. The school responded. Everyone was on toes. So everything was mailed to me here in Kenya. And just like in a day, I had everything here, signed everything.
For you to fly?
For me to now start the visa process.
Oh, visa processing.
Yeah, for you to go to the US as a student, there are a lot of things.
Yeah.
There is a form you have to take to the embassy called F1 form. That form comes from the school to the immigration in the US to you. It cannot be emailed to you.
Okay.
It can only be mailed to you because it has to come as original as it is from the US. So we had to use the mailing services, yeah, to ship it.
Okay.
So we went through that process. I did everything and got my passport and went to apply for the visa. Unfortunately, it failed. We did another trial, failed again. Then we now started the process of going to multimedia because there was no any other chance.
Multimedia University?
Multimedia University, here in Kenya.
Yeah.
There are two Multimedia University.
Okay.
There is Multimedia University of Malaysia.
You know the one at Rongai?
Then there is this one in Kenya.
Yes.
Yes, so Multimedia University of Kenya. So I went to Multimedia University of Kenya and joined a course called...
So at your own expense?
Yes, so kuna pesa ilitumwa. There is around $3,000 that was sent when I was supposed to join the University of Nairobi. That's around 360,000.
Sent from where?
Sent from, Ashley sent it.
Oh, the lady?
Yeah, for me to start the process of going to school here in Kenya. So when the interview failed, I had used part of it. So when I was going to Multimedia University in Rongai, now we had to start another budget. So the budget was $20,000. $20,000, like 2 million.
$20,000, that's 2 million Kenya shillings.
Yeah, that's 2 million Kenyan shillings. So that was the budget.
She's the one, Ashley the one who told you
to make the budget?
To make the budget, or
yes,
she just sent the money?
No. We talked about it. We agreed because the other school in the US was very expensive. It was very expensive, about 3 million.
Oh, the school in the US?
The school in the US
was to cost about 3 million?
Yeah, it was very expensive. So here it was kind of cheap. So when I was asked to make a budget, I made a budget for a whole year, everything, and which was a lot. It was a lot. It was not. Let me say, the amount was not just for school alone, because that was a lot of money for school alone.
Yeah.
$20,000 was a lot of money. So that is the amount that I used to receive every year.
So you received 2 million from Ashley after receiving 300 the first one?
Yes.
She sent again 2 million.
Yes.
After the school that you wanted here, after the process of getting you a college in US failed.
Yes.
Now you decided to start on Multimedia University.
Yes.
So she told you to do a budget.
Yes.
Of the whole thing.
Oh yeah, of the whole year, everything.
The whole year. So it was 2 million.
It was 2 million.
She sent that money.
She sent that money. She sent it in bits.
Oh, in bits.
Yes. So we were using, actually was not sending it from our bank account. Now we were using, because their money was huge, now we were using a ministry to send the money.
Or ministry?
Yes.
Of Kenya?
No, in the US.
Or ministry in the US?
Yeah, there is a ministry. If you check the bank statement, you will see the money was coming from not an individual. It was a ministry.
Okay.
Yeah, the ministries, this non-governmental organization, they are exempted from other tax, something like that. So there's a status they're given to send money without being taxed.
Okay.
Yes, so it's cheaper to use them. Yes, so that's what we were using. So now the next thing was, after the budget, the money was sent, and I joined school.
Multimedia.
And I did my first year, and then the school changed the course name to electrical and telecommunication. I think they were trying to get certified by Engineering Board of Kenya. So they used to change that course. It changed like 2 or 3 times.
Let me take you back. You have received 2 million. Mita mbili. How was your life like? Did you change your life? Did your life change like?
No. Physically, the physical appearance, not much. I was a very simple guy. Very simple. You would not even know that I have money.
Another question. You know, from nowhere, from humble background, Kibra, you've gotten a sponsor, sent you like, the first one was? $300,000. $3,000. Then next was $20,000.
So it was 20,000. It was a budget
a budget of $20,000. Yes. Did you ever ask yourself questions like that time? You used to ask yourself questions. Hii pesa inatoka wapi?
The source of
and
the
why?
money.
And why is this person? I've never met him. That she's sending me such amount of huge amount of money.
That's a good question. That didn't bother me because, as I said, I used to believe that the prayers that I made before Ashley were going to be answered. Back then, I had lived a very bad life.
Okay.
So when I changed, I felt good. I felt like I'm accepted with God now. I felt like God was going to do something to me.
Okay.
If you remember well, I told you that where I used to pray, a lot of rich people passed there with their big cars, but it used it was not bothering me about the material things in this world, the fancy cars, this big stuff.
So you used to believe you had that belief that this is a blessing from God.
Yeah, so I had the belief, and I still believe up to today that was God, because nobody does that. There is no one who can send you money and you never met them.
Yeah.
So people were battling with thoughts, how is that possible? But myself, I was convinced that was God. Up to today, I know it's God.
Okay.
Yes.
The course was changed.
Yes. So the course was changed to electrical and telecommunication engineering, but I was not happy about it. So I told Ashley, and she said, if you are not happy with the course, find another school. So we first approached some guys who were taking students to Ukraine. It was very cheap. Cheaper than even multimedia, very cheap. But the stories about Ukraine and Europe, racism stuff, I bolted them. Yeah, I stopped the process after using a lot of money.
Oh, after using the process of getting...
Yes. We used a lot of money, close to $100,000. $1,000 on Ukraine issue, but I didn't attend anything. I didn't go to Ukraine. So we went to another process to secure a school in Asia. So there were some guys who were taking people to Asia, Malaysia, and those Asia countries. So because Asia, it was very easy to go and look for a school, we decided not to use the guys like 100%. So I went to Malaysia on my own to look for a school.
Okay.
Yes, so I went to Malaysia and found a school and did everything by myself and found a school and paid for other necessary fees, cost. Then when I was in Malaysia, that's when now things started taking the bitter route.
Okay. Let me ask you, when you were doing this Malaysia thing, was the Mzungu aware?
Yes,
Ashley?
she was aware. So
Proceed.
that's when I remember my family, extended family, those relatives from home started knowing about my money, my progress in the city, and all those stuff. Because now I was traveling.
Oh yeah.
When
you were traveling, you had not told your family that.
My family knew, but my relatives back at home didn't.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Where was your family that time? Like your immediate family?
They were in Kibra.
Your mom and dad? Or?
My mom, my dad passed.
Oh, sorry.
So my mom was in Kibra, and my family, my siblings, my younger sister, and my brother and another sister. So they were in Kibra. So during that time is when I think they moved from Kibra to where I was staying. So we was kind of staying together.
Where were you staying that time? In college?
In college I was staying at Ongatarongai.
Ongatarongai, in your own house?
In my own house.
So you rented a house?
I rented a
after
2-bedroom house.
The 2 meters, the 2 million?
Yes. So because of them now I moved to a 2-bedroom house. So we were staying together. So during that time when I left, that's when people from home started knowing, because they saw a picture on Facebook.
Pictures telling, saying what?
You know, a picture on in a different environment.
Okay. When you after flying in Malaysia,
yes,
so wakajua this guy is not in the country.
Yes, obviously, if you post, they will see.
Yeah, they will see.
Yeah. So so many people from home now knew. They saw me on a plane, in a big airport. This is called DXB. DXB is Dubai International Airport. It's very huge.
Wow.
Yeah, so they saw such things.
So this time you are still operating this 2 million?
Yes. That
Kaishi.
No, I think it was not even the first 2 million. It was another amount that was sent.
Oh, there's another. Okay.
The total sum is coming to 5 million. The total sum is coming to 5 million. Like
the one that you squandered?
Yes, about let me say $50,000. So $50,000 is 5 million. So it was about 5 million. So I can't even remember if it was now the second 2 million or the first one. But it was part of the money from her.
So she used to send this money.
Yes.
You know,
regularly
in beads.
Yeah.
Whenever you have a problem.
Whenever I have a problem.
You'll call her.
Whenever I request.
She will send.
Yes, she will send. So during this time, when now people started knowing from home, that's when I had trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one of my uncles, he passed on also last year, 2020. So he's the one who owns the school, the mission school.
Oh, the one that was being sponsored by the whites.
Yes, he's the one who runs the school. So I think that's where he knew about this Mzungu sending me a lot of money. this white lady sending
White,
a lot of money.
Ashley.
So I think he followed up or something.
Mm-hmm.
So Ashley started asking me, how am I using my money, all those things she never used to ask.
So how did this guy, I want to understand here, your uncle?
My uncle knows a lot of
because of
white
these
people.
sponsors
And
eh?
some of the friends of Ashley
Mhm.
are sponsors in his school.
Okay.
So it was very easy for him.
So through this whites, he followed up, then he got there.
Yes.
Ashley.
Then my uncle also goes to the US more often.
Okay. When you are doing these things in school, like you are at multimedia, right?
Yes.
When flying to Malaysia, Asia, coming back, how was life in school? How was your
life was very good. Very good.
How did you used to spend
let no one cheat anyone that money is not good, money brings a lot of trouble. Yes, it used to give me a lot of stress too, because trying to balance my life, trying to bring everyone on board, and trying to also say no to certain requests was very, very hard. Because some people know that you have money, so why are you saying no? Someone can ask you for 50,000, and if you say no, it's
so
a problem.
You used just to give?
Some I was not giving.
Okay.
Some I could not, because they were just exaggerated requests.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because they know.
Someone just wants to ask, a big sum of money.
Or to exploit you.
Yeah, and if you refuse, they start, speaking.
But your close friends, you used to treat them
very well. In my first interview, if you are very keen, I mentioned that I took 6 people to Mombasa.
Oh, 6
people.
Friends.
6 friends.
To Mombasa?
Yes, for Easter holiday.
Hey.
Including my ex-girlfriend who was there.
Hey. For how long?
For 1 week.
6 people for 1 week?
6 people.
In a 5-star hotel?
They were not living in an hotel, but they were living in there are these houses next to the beach, so that you can rent.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was kind of affordable.
So how much did you spend there with your 6 friends?
Around 160,000. Yes. Then they went to Malindi for a day. That also costed some money. Yeah.
Did you ever ask yourself a question that time, like
about this
expenditure you're using, or
because it was still less? Because as I told you, my friend used to treat me like her own son.
That
lady.
That was Ashley in US.
She was comfortable with me also enjoying or finding it easy in life. $5,000 is something that they spend, and they spend there in the US, and they don't feel anything.
Yeah.
So he was just treating me the same way we treat her own son.
So whenever you wanted anything, she could send?
Yes. Anything that she was capable of sending, she would send. Yes. So the only problem here was she felt betrayed that I was not using this money the right way. And I took advantage of the fact that she didn't know a lot about Kenya, and what is a lot and what is little.
Okay. Before you even go there, let me take you back. From Malaysia, you came back.
Yes, so I came back. This problem started when I was still in Malaysia.
Oh, when you were still in Malaysia?
Yeah, all this misunderstanding began when I was in Malaysia. So while I was in Malaysia, that's when I actually started asking a lot of questions that she never used to ask. Because I would tell her, when I was going to Coast, she knew. When I was going for that vacation, she knew. But she knew it was just me, not the 6 people.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so things like that made
You used to tell her whenever you used to have a trip, ukienda mahali kupiga sherehe, you tell her?
Kupiga hizi sherehe zetu, this local bash and fun, no, that one I would not tell her because
Yeah.
actually, you know, she's born again and I'm born again. But this local bash and everything, you know, these young students from campus, they would take alcohol, they would bring ladies over. I could not tell her that.
At your expense?
Yes, I could not tell her that. Even yourself, you can't accept
Yeah, no,
that.
no, really, yeah.
Yes, so there are things that I used to do that I would not tell her. But I knew there were bad things.
Yeah.
I knew there were very, very bad things.
Because I will pesa iko.
Yeah, yeah. And the peer pressure, the influence, you know.
Yeah.
Why are you not doing what we are doing? We are both in campus.
And you're still teenager.
Yeah, stop with your God for a moment. Come and join us.
Then you also get a mix.
Yes. So such kind of temptations were also there in campus. I told you when I joined, I was born again.
Yeah.
And I was just living that Christian life. So with time, that faded with time.
So you changed?
Yeah.
You dropped the born again thing?
Yeah, I dropped the born again thing. Not all of it, but I dropped it. Yes, I dropped it. So I found a lady. I got a girlfriend while I was in campus at first year. And she was a very good lady. She never cared about the money that I used to. She didn't even know that I was having money. While we were meeting, she was not aware. She knew about this after some time. I was also comfortable with her because she was, you know, a natural lady.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much do you used to spend like in a day?
In a day? A lot.
A lot?
8,000 maybe.
8,000 in a day?
8,000. Yeah, because people used to ask for money and I also used to spend.
Handouts?
Handouts, I used to help people, I used to buy expensive things. I would buy even things that I don't need. Yeah. I would buy shoes that I don't put on. Shoes that
just
I don't
impulse
wear.
buying?
Yeah, I've seen something good, but I was told if you want something good, buy. So I would just buy.
Did you ever do something with this money? Like, did you ever thought like I'll do business, I'll do something?
Yes. When I got to multimedia, under the influence of the previous hustles, the jobs that I was doing for Ashley, I started a beauty shop because I once became a shop attendant for a Nigerian guy at city center, and we were selling cosmetics, wigs, weaves, those things for ladies. So I started the same business in multimedia, in Ongatarongai. Cosmetic business.
How was it?
Very good.
Well, because you had money?
I had money. My business was not subjected to a lot of pressure. I was not drawing money from it. I had my own money to use. So the business was just growing itself. So it grew and we started another one. So there were two. There were two beauty shops.
So they were just generating money?
Yeah, they were just generating money for itself. And I had also an M-Pesa.
Or M-Pesa shop?
Yeah, in another beauty shop. So things were very good. Those are some of the memories that I don't forget. During the time I was having money, life was very, very good.
Do you still have these friends that you used to,
No.
they used to surround you?
No.
From Malaysia, you came back to Kenya?
Yes. So here, after Malaysia, now things started becoming very tough. Because now Ashley has known I've been using money wrongly, and I've been taking a lot of money from her that is not necessary. Yeah, because that's what my uncle said. He said I was staying in a Mount compound, mansionette house.
Wow.
You know,
so
having a bottle of money.
Your uncle aliamua tu kuchomea because of that?
He said things that I don't know. Who told him or how, because he never came to my house. I was staying in a 2-bedroom house. First, for a very long time, I stayed in a one-bedroom house. Until my family moved in with me, that's when I went to a two-bedroom house, which was costing 12,000 shillings, about $120. $120 monthly rent.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the mansion thing came from, my own compound, sponsoring other kids to school. You mentioned something like a boatload of money.
When this money was being pumped into your account and you were at multimedia, had you paid the school fees? Or did you used to pay school fees?
For the first year, yes.
Unalipa fee?
Yes, I paid school fees. I paid school, but that's why I sat for the exam for the first year.
Okay.
Yes.
And then I still at this story of coming from Malaysia. So when did you discover now things are changing?
I left Malaysia when we had a quarrel with Ashley. You know, we used to talk over the phone.
Oh, on the phone, yeah.
Yeah, it was not just message. We used to call. Yeah, so we had that quarrel of money issue thing. So I came here knowing very well things are bad.
How much was at the county at that time you paid?
Very less.
Like how much?
Around 200,000.
So when you were coming from Malaysia, you had only 200,000. You had squandered the millions that you...
There was no money. There was, you know, I paid for a lot of things in Malaysia. I even, I think I've not mentioned, I even went for a vacation while I was in Malaysia. I went to Singapore. I don't know if I mentioned that. I went to Singapore because of my friends, my Kenyan friends in Malaysia. And everyone that I used to meet in Malaysia used to tell me they want to go to Singapore but they can't, and they're waiting to get a job and go to Singapore. It was a big thing to them, going to Singapore. So that big thing was not big to me.
How much do you think you spent in that trip, or during that trip?
Close to 300,000.
Okay.
Close to 300,000.
So after quarreling, you came back to Kenya?
So I'm here. Things are bad. I'm being told to account
for
the money that I've been using.
Who is now instructing you?
Ashley wants me to account because the ministry that sends money here also need to account for the money that they send. It's not like you just send money. You have to account.
Yes.
And things like that I was not good at. Because you know, when you splash money and you dish out money, you cannot account.
Yeah.
So but we have to give tangible evidence on how this money is being used, because it's a lot.
Yes.
And the ministry, if they don't do that, then they have to lose that status that allows them to send money without being taxed. Yes, the government will rip that thing off. So it was tough. I could not account. That is, in fact, that is what brought a lot of issues between me and Ashley, because I could not account. And she also used a friend's ministry that it's going to lose its status.
Yeah.
So I am now affecting two people
exactly
at the same time, a ministry and her. I'm giving her a bad name now, you see, because she had used the ministry thinking I could account. I was using the money the right way.
So you managed to account for?
No, I could not. I only managed to account for some, you know, money like school fees to multimedia, air ticket to Malaysia.
Which had supporting evidence?
Yes, because those ones I used to have even in my email, and but these other ones I could not account. And the ones I could not account were a lot, and the ones I could account for.
So how did you discover this money that Ashley was sending came to amount to 5 million?
I can see in my bank statement.
Oh, bank statement. Yeah.
Down there, there is everything. Yes, everything is And there was some money that was also being sent here and there through other ways.
Why? Did you ever ask yourself that time, kwamba hiki tunafanya, I'm just doing the wrong thing, like it's wasteful?
I mean, there was a time it used.
How old were you that time?
22.
22.
Yeah, I used to think about it. most of the time.
Because you told me you had already dropped the salvation.
Yeah.
You are now in the wild.
Party.
Kupiga sherehe.
So I used to think about whatever I was doing. I knew it was a bad thing. Okay, I'm this type of a person that let me say, I'm very honest. And even when I lie, I will confess. I don't go with the stories untold.
Okay.
So when Ashley brought this thing up, I said everything.
You told her everything?
Everything. How I've been using the money wrongly and all those things. And she forgave me. Okay. But it's like things never worked out because she kept on pushing for those accountability thing. And I could not account issues in Nairobi.
Okay.
Where one piece of land is bought by 10 people.
Yeah.
Such cases. So I was scared. But that was the end goal, to build my own house here and bring my family. I wanted my family not to stay at home, to stay here. Okay. Yeah. So.
Did you ever finish your university?
No. After today.
So after clashing with this lady, you dropped out? I
dropped out.
At which year?
At first year.
First year?
Yes. Then went back to the same school. MMU, now doing diploma in the same course. So I went up to 3.1, the final year. Just one semester shy.
So you were left with one semester?
Yes, one semester.
So pesa imeisha. You are left with 200,000. You are back from Malaysia. What followed? You have your business running?
Yes, so I'm running my business and feeding my family. And things are medium, not bad, not good. So that went for a period of 2 years. Then everyone left. The lady left, the family left.
Your girlfriend left?
Yeah. So I was alone.
So after that, after all that happening, where did you go? Like, did you move from your shop, your house?
Yes.
Your business closed down?
Everything closed down. I left the house. I started staying in school. And I was just now a normal student, living a normal life of a student.
These friends you were partying with, doing everything, they left?
They left. Even if you don't have money today and you used to have money, you will not even want to meet us if we are your friend.
True.
Yes. So I was hiding and they were hiding. So we had a very big distance between us.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hiding because I also don't want to make them aware of the situation. They were also hiding because wamesikia fununu. They have heard he's not having money. Why are we going to bother him?
Are you still in communication with that lady that used to sponsor you?
No. Once in a while maybe, but maybe once in a year. We talk once in a year, or maybe once in 2 years.
So the trust,
obvious, the trust is gone. It has destroyed my reputation with a lot of white friends. And even the ones that I still talk to today, obviously they don't trust me now. We just talk, but they don't trust me.
Okay. Last words before you wind up. I want you to look at that camera because there are young people outside there,
yes,
aspiring and looking, watching this thing, watching your story, listening to your story, and I'm sure some are just busy admiring. If I get a Mzungu and get somebody who can sponsor me with like huge amount of money, I will be this and this and that. So what lesson? Okay, have you learned from this? I want you to look at that camera and talk to young people like you.
Yes. To the young
people who went through what you went through and are still struggling to recover.
To the young people, personally I would advise or I would suggest try to focus in life, do the right thing, and if you are given a chance, that one I'll repeat, to do something that is not from your own pocket, please use it wisely and do the right thing. If you've heard this story from the beginning, I was not doing everything the right way. Some things I was trying to think I'm clever enough, I can dodge, find another way to do things apart from how the sponsor wanted it. That is very wrong. So if you're given a chance to do something, do that thing, then move to the next step. Even if you feel like the sponsor or your parent is wrong or does not have a clear vision that you have, just do that thing that you've been told to do, so long as it's not you who is paying for it. Okay. So just do that thing, finish with it, and then you can now start your own agenda. Don't use shortcuts to get rich.
Okay.
Yes.
What are you doing right now, like for a living? What do you do for a living? Like, are you in school?
Right now, I'm not employed anywhere. I'm not in school. I'm just a normal, ordinary citizen, hustling like any other person.
After being a millionaire sometimes.
After being a millionaire, you know, from grace, from grass to grace to grass.
Hey.
You see? Yes, and opportunity also, you know, comes once, most of them. So maybe it might never be like that again.
Yeah, it's a lesson.
Or maybe it might change. Because time is the best.
So viewers, you've heard the story from Eric Omond, right?
Eric Omond.
Yeah, what he went through. You know, it's a big lesson. You know, squandering like 5 million in a year, just like that. It's a big lesson in life. If you're watching maybe, and you're having the same problem, the same challenge, or maybe you went through trying to recover, you've heard from him. And if you're watching this channel for the first time, remember to subscribe. You also have a channel, right? Maybe
on politics.
On politics, you can tell them your channel. You said
it's called Youths and Politics.
Youths and Politics. So you can also subscribe to his channel. He's now changed man. So let me ask you a question before you close. Maybe did you go back and seek salvation? After I'm not like before. Honestly, I have totally changed. There are things that I have never stopped doing, but I have been transformed by this event. I have changed a lot of things that messed me up in terms of expenditure, in terms of priorities, in terms of what to talk about, what not to talk about with the public. I've become more mature, even with money. Yes, I've become more mature. Okay. So guys, thank you so much for watching our channel. That brings us the end of our recording today. See you in the next show. Bro, thank you so much for coming to our show.
Thank you for
we wish you so well, and may God keep blessing you, keep giving you grace and be stronger. So bye.
Excellent.